Alright, time to get into something that we can get into easy. So I've done a review of the Starfinder core rulebook. This is, as you can see, beginner box. Well, the great thing about these beginner boxes, starter boxes, whatever, is that they're relatively cheaper to get into than the actual books and everything. So, and it's a great starting point for pretty much anyone. So as we can see, in this box we have like a bunch of bases. And as we go through this, so like as I fumble through this stuff, good old-fashioned dump it, and we'll go through. So this is pretty much the flyer that you can see. So for expansions, as I'm clearing my throat, so it shows the core rulebook. I do have a older video on that. The two expansions here, like the Pack Worlds and Close Encounters, and on the back you can see here like pretty much Starfinder Society, be able to play anywhere. Now we get into like the actual Heroes Handbook. So like we pretty much can see like this is in a sense a watered down version of the actual game. So like I kind of go through this relatively quickly to kind of like give the viewpoint, or the viewpoint, kind of like the good old synopsis of the game. So like as a starter box, it's kind of like a, in a sense, a trimmed down version of the actual core rulebook. So if you want to see the core rulebook, go back to like a video that I have of that I did probably a while ago. So this just pretty much is a way for people to get into the actual game instead of just the core rulebook. So I won't be able to show everything, but like I just want to try and go through this as relatively quickly as possible so that people can see what they're actually getting. And so you can see here it actually gets into like the classes, their different abilities, so it gives you like the idea like, how to quickly do stuff. So I'm not going to show everything for, in a sense, a matter of time. So like just kind of like going through like the, at least the aspect of it. So it does have like all these different classes in it, so it gives you the concept of like, okay, here we go, and then it gets into feats and stuff. So this is game is based on like the D20 system. So like yeah, it's been a while since I've done that core rulebook video. So like I say D20 system as far as I know. And so you see here the equipment, as I'm getting ahead of myself with flipping through, so trying to explain stuff. And then of course you can see here different like a page user, like different abilities. So as you can see here, you get into the concept of playing the game. So this whole court, and of course you get the different starships that you can use. So now the one thing I like about these starter boxes, the starter sets or whatever, is like I've said with other videos and stuff, they're a great way to get introduced to like new games and stuff. And so you don't have to, in a sense, break the bank, for instance, like getting into like a game like take D&D for instance. You're looking at $50 a pop for a book. You're spending $150 for like the core rule books for D&D with the player's handbook, DM guide, and monster manual. $150 is like, yeah, where you can get like essentials kit or the starter kit or a starter box. And I've done videos on those, so if you want to go back and check those, $35, you save yourself a lot of money. And then the worst case scenario is if you don't like it, starter set, you're down like $25-30, maybe 35 or so. So this, you do have like a, as you can see, a game master's guide. So like good like quick adventure and everything. And so it kind of gets into like an adventure, building an adventure, gives you ideas on that. So kind of going to flip through this, the kind of like not and try not to spoil too much for like players. So this one is for like the quick reference guide for like the game master, dungeon master, whoever, whatever, like a narrator. Like there's like so many different names for different games and everything for pretty much the the non-player character who pretty much runs the game. So it gives, as you can see here, as I'm trying to get ahead of myself again with flipping through, you can see it gives you like stats and stuff for like the different monsters and stuff that you can are you going to come across. So basically like a condensed monster manual for at least this game's version of it. And then of course it gives you like a kind of guideline on how to like do character, like a creature creation. Gives you like an outline and stuff, and so gives you like an idea like once you get into this where to go from here. So like if you do this and you really like it and everything, okay, you can like core rule book and like the flyer, hitting back to like the flyer as it's upside down. It shows a few there, so like you can see the stuff here, like the pack roles, like and like the rule book, and it actually doesn't showcase like the Alien Archive one. It's for there it is, the Alien Archive. I misspoke in Armory. So like you can see like different like add-ons and like the source books and stuff for that you can go from there. Rules reference. So those are the rule books, and like gives you reference cards. So like you can pass out. So on one side you got the conditions, and then on the other side you got what you can do. And so based on, like they said, the D20, you can pass these out to your characters, and so they have like a basic understanding of what they can do. And then you got like another flyer, pretty much like what is Starfinder. If you have a group, if you're on your own, gives you like kind of like a reference of like all that's in this box. Gives you like a pre-made character sheets, so like in a sense, so like you can play the different classes. So like you can see here at the Envoy, the Mystic, the Operative, good old Mechanic. So you have pre-generated characters, so like you can like in a sense streamline getting started. Soldier, Technomancer, and of course you can see like blank character sheets. It gives you so you can make your own. Gives you a good old map for the adventure and stuff. As I fumble around to get it open, there we go. So as you can see, like two-sided, kind of like a good map. So that one's like kind of like a hideout or whatever, and it gives you like a kind of like a back one that's blank that you can draw on and stuff. And for these bases, you can see a bunch of cutouts for characters that you can put in there, sort of like the cutout video I did last week and everything. So you can see here it gives you a bunch of cutouts for that. So now as we put the stuff back in, there's the cutouts, there's the map, here's there's the empty character sheets, so you can make your own. There's the pre-made character sheets, flyer, and like what you can do if you have a group, if you don't have a group. And it showcases what you get in this. So now the only thing I like, just like the other box set, like I kind of like scavenged the dice to put in my dice bag. So you do have like a bunch of dice that I didn't show with this one, because me, like I got this stuff and like, ooh, more dice. Being a dice goblin, I needed to throw this in my back and everything. Bag, as I try and pronounce things piss poorly. So anyway, you got the handouts you can do for characters, your PCs, so this way you can so they have a card that they can show like a quick reference, like okay, what I can do, and then the conditions on what will what they'll have will happen during combat. Good old flyer for the Starfinder Society, and like a quick reference on stuff you can get for like once you get past this, if you're really into it. And if you're not, hey, like I said, you're down only like 25-30 bucks. The Hero's Handbook, the Game Master's Handbook, and the basis for those cutout characters. So then we box it right back up. And then of course on the back here you can pretty much see like all you get and everything. So now, just like the some of the other box sets, I didn't showcase the dice that you do get, like a set of dice with this and everything, because like I said, I scavenged those to kind of like ooh, dice goblin, dice, and I got them all together once I got this and everything. So, but the great thing about these, like I said, the price point you can see right here is this one's actually like $40 and everything. So $40 versus like $50 for the core rule book, so you're saving yourself about $10. The only thing you might need is, with only one set of dice, with this one you might have to pick, like you might want to pick up more sets of dice for each PC that you play with, so you're not necessarily wasting time. Ooh, as I'm burping and everything. Anyway, you could possibly, like the $10 you in a sense save on this, you could get like a second set of dice, because you're going to need at least 2 people to play with it, play this. Now it does, as I showcase, you can go online and find groups and everything that way. Another good way to get into this is, like, if you get this, go to your local gaming store, pop it open, like, hey, look, I got this, I'm looking for groups, like, I want to start like getting people interested in this. Is there a possible way I could start running games and everything? That's another way to do it too as well. Always check out your local gaming store. So for getting into games and everything, these starter boxes, starter sets, and like the bunch of the other videos I've done on other stuff, a great way to get into to at least try a new game. So definitely check these out and everything if you're looking to get into something different. And like I said, it's a great way to save money, and at most it's like like this one, you're down $40 instead of at least 50 for the core rule book. So these ones, again, these boxes are great to get into, to try new games.